Okay. When I was a little girl.
Do you want to listen to this on this side?
When I was a little girl, he would love to see me cry, evidently. So he would sing to me, and he'd sing, "I don't want her, you can have her, she's too fat for me." And I would cry. So that's why I'm fat.
Mom, I'm going to move close to Dad and then hopefully Emilio can sit next to the light right here in the house was always a kerosene lamp. And, I mean, that's how Ruth did all her preparations for school and everything by the light of the oil lamps. Paul got out of the service and he came in that German Jeep you brought that had the little signal things to turn the first signal lights that were, the car signals that Cuba had. We thought, oh, he was really high class. Anyway, but he bought a generator for the light and put lights all over the house. Oh man, we thought we were in high class. You remember that? We thought we were the richest people in Cuba.
All the neighbors.
I remember he took off on that old truck. I guess it was Bert's truck that hauled logs or something. It was an old truck that kind of like the one from the hillbillies. But anyway, Freddie hid in the back. He figured Paul was going downtown. He was going to go also. So he hid in the back of the truck and covered himself with some tarps.
That's little truck.
Yeah. Anyway, it looked like that one from the Beverly Hillbillies. But anyway, about halfway downtown, Freddie knocked on the back window and said, "Hi," and he stopped. He thought, "Oh boy, I've made it this far." And Paul stopped the truck and got him down and made him walk back home. So heartbroken. He didn't want him to go because I guess he wanted to go chase the girls. I don't know. I think him and Johnny had plans. Freddie never got over that. He thought it was funny. In later years, not then, though.
Well, we had one pony. And guess who bossed the pony? Nobody but Paul could ride that pony. Nobody better get close to that pony or we were in deep trouble. Oh boy.
I think one of the most wonderful times that I remember is how he bonded with Dad. Dad would start to overhaul the truck and take that motor apart. They had a sort of a ramp that they drove the truck up on. And Paul would be over there helping Dad. He was Dad's right hand when it came to putting it all back together. Yeah. He was always in there helping Dad, making difference whether Dad was going for wood, whether he was working on the truck, or, he and Dad were real pals.
And the electric lights we had, he went to Cuba with a, what do you call it, a generator, and he connected lights for the whole house. We were so happy.
Oh, we thought we were rich. It's great. We had lights when I was already gone, evidently, because I don't remember.
No, we had kerosene lamps then.
No, he connected.
We had kerosene lamps, and Ruth would get her classroom, her, what do you call it?
Schoolwork.
Yeah, preparation for the next lesson plans for the next day, and just keep it.
I don't
Remember
remember.
in lamp oil lamps.
I don't remember if it was Paul and I, or Bobby and I, but Ruth she always had one of those trunks, with all her stuff in there, and she was cleaning it out or rearranging, and we found a $1 bill in there that she had. So I think it was Paul. It might have been Bobby. He blew his nose on it.
Bobby, wasn't it? Blew your nose on it. No, pretty smart.
Nobody would take
She wouldn't touch it again. Smart guy.
Was it you and I that knew?
I don't want to remember it.
I wasn't sure if it was Paul and I or you and I.
Was it you or Bobby that put a bunch of cats in, Grandma's cats
That
in the
was
bag?
him.
And Grandma Eichel had
And
a
a pressure cooker.
She loved that, and we hated them.
My mom said, take this pressure back to Grandma, to my grandma. No, he was ready to go, you know. He got on a truck with my dad and put the darn cat in there and closed it up and took it to Grandma's, and it was in the cabinet there forever. When Grandma opened that thing, it did again. And of course, who would they blame? It was always the way.
Remember the time you had Rose, we opened the cellar thing on the floor, whatever they had, and we put a rope across there, called her over to come run and got her. He always said she had it coming.
She had a what?
He said she had it coming, that she was always hungry. She was always hungry to him.
And
It is
Sophie
as mean as that.
washed and ironed, and she had a string like that across. Well, he went ahead and he put on the electric strings like that, so when here she was going with her clothes up to the clothesline, and she hit the He was in trouble all the time. Just a genius.
I want to know what you did with all those pins that you had on that old Plymouth. Pins that he took away from girls, I guess. I don't know. Where'd you acquire all of those pins? You remember that? You had half of the car decorated with pins. Do you remember that, Doris?
Like hairpins or barrettes or
Well,
brooches?
brooches.
Oh, wow.
Both were Wilkie.
You don't remember that when you brought that Plymouth? That, what was it, 1950 Plymouth?
42, and then
I don't know.
I have to tell you a good one on Bobby.
Oh.
you don't want to wait till his
His,
birthday.
his eyes were kind of droopy, you know. And Ruth, there was an alcoholic guy there in Cuba that his eyes were almost closed, you know. And Ruth and I would tell him that he looked
Juan Velasquez?
Juan Velasquez, you know, the guy. So he said he was going to pluck his eyes. I'm just going to show you girls, I'm going to take my eyes out, you know. So the dishwasher was right there, and sink, we were washing dishes, and he was standing right on the outside with the fork and said, "You watch, girl."
What happened? You chickened out?
He did.
It just scared the heck out of me. I can still see better though.
Yeah, but when Paul was stationed in Lauriefield, is that where you were, in Denver? Lauriefield? And he'd come over and visit me when I was in Santa Fe. I was going to school there. And before I know it, he'd come on the weekends or whenever he could, and come over and stay with me. And Captain Wood was always so accommodating and stuff. He'd come stay a few days, whatever he could stay, and it was always wonderful, wasn't it? I have some pictures of us there.
Kind of
Just happy.
fast forwarded a little bit. I came home from college one weekend, and I got there. This was in November, and got there after dark. And Mom said right away, "You got to go get your dad." Him and Dwayne Bannon broke down up in Nebraska. So John Horrock and I took the truck up there to pull them back. You know, we got as far back. We had to hurry because the engine wasn't running, so there'd be no heat in the back truck. You know, just in the front. So one of them had to ride in the back of the really cold weather. So we got as far as Alma and had soup. Well, that was the best soup that we ever had because it was so damn cold out there.
I don't remember that.
You remember that?
I ate the soup in.
Huh?
I ate the soup in front of the reading.
It was clam chowder soup. To this day.
You remember
Clam chowder soup.
That was a long time ago.
Do you remember that Studebaker that you had in 1949, was it, or 50?
Yeah.
He picked, I think he picked Delores and I up at Allison Day School in Santa Fe, boarding school. We were going to attending at that time. And we thought that, oh, we were hot stuff. Brother Paul brought this Studebaker and we drove out of there like we were the queens of the world, riding in the back of that Studebaker.
One of the most wonderful things was how much he helped Mom and Dad. He
Yeah, he did.
had the pump fixed where we could have water inside without having to go out to the spring and bring it in buckets and stuff. And then he made some cabinets for Mom. Remember installing cabinets for Mother? And did all kinds of welding and stuff for Mom and Dad to make everything.
You put the furnace in too, didn't you?
Yeah.
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 And when he joined the service, he said, the reason I want to join the service because I want to be able to buy my mom some dresses and get her some
Poor
clothes.
thing, she never had much of anything.
He wanted to make sure that my mom had nice clothes.
She always had just, little dresses were always worn on the stomach. And,
I always had a little apron to kind of cover.
yes.
But he was so good to Mom.
Yeah, but I remember. I always think I
You
did.
look both his parents, really was.
He was
When
a champion
anything would go wrong,
of
who
moving
was to blame?
outhouses too. Yeah. He used to be good at moving the outhouse from one spot to the other. Remember me, I think Bobby had a few turns at that too, didn't you? With moving the outhouse.
Is that before he got his backhoe?
I don't know how they dug holes for the.
I just remember, as long as I can remember, we would have a meal around the table, all of us, and at the end of the meal, we'd all push back our chairs and just sit and talk and laugh and tell jokes, and it was just always a very close,
Nice.
wonderful thing.
He knew a few jokes too.
He didn't know. We always used to say, you know, Dad, you should be on TV. You're really funny. And Mom would say, no, he's not.
I know Mom was always worried about interrupting those car hops.
Oh, sure.
He was always telling them some off-color jokes and stuff.
He hired Helen and Shirley both to work at driving up there when they were just high school kids.
I've got a story about that too.
Uh-oh.
I can't remember where I came in from. Were we in baseball when they came? Anyway, Dad went to get Helen, I think.
Yeah,
And they had that speed breaker and they had that wreck.
yeah.
And Helen came in the house there. We lived over there behind the drive-in. Came in there and she had a bandage on her leg where she cut her leg, you know. Dad wasn't anywhere around. And I thought, well, uh-oh, something really bad happened to him, you know. So pretty soon here he comes in from the drive-in. So, you know, but all that was scary, you know.
Okay, what color is that? What color is that?
Did you join the Navy first?
No, the first year.
The first time? Tried to. Yeah, I remember Mother cried her heart out over him leaving.
Well, Ramon Sandoval, not Sandoval, Ramon Gorley and him went together to Fort Bliss, right? When you went into the service, you and Ramon Sandoval, Gorley, went in together?
Did you go with to enlist?
I guess so, yeah.
Ramon Gorley and you, because he was kind of interested in me.
Oh, dear.
And you went in together.
So I better, I can't have her on Well, but you joined the Navy and then what happened? They sent you home like 3 days later.
Too young.
I didn't pass on that in the Navy. They said, well, we'll take him in the Army later on, you know, so 2 weeks, a week later or something. I just turned
17 or so, wasn't it?
17 or 20, whatever it was. They took me in the Army. So, I didn't pass the Navy, I went to the Army, so.
Yeah. And I remember Mother just cried and cried. She was so heartbroken for him to leave so young. And then all of a sudden he appears at the door again.
Back then,
Returned back home. So she was elated over that, and then he joined the Army, of course. But, yeah, she just didn't want to
Paul.
Did Johnny go to the Army with you, or he just stayed there?
Well, his dad was a colonel, you know, and then he held him back, and finally he went in for a while, I guess. And he became a real major or something.
He never went states. He never left the States.
In the Army same time I was, he was in a different part, he was in
Yeah.
the Navy.
Yeah.
Where did did you serve in the army? I can't remember. I know Louis was in Germany, but I don't think you were.
I went to Germany later on. The first year, 5 or 6 years, I was in Okinawa and went to the opposite side of the ocean, you know. And towards the end, and it took me to Germany. I was in.
Because he told me when he came back from Okinawa to get to come home if he re-enlisted. So then when he got home, I shipped him to Germany. So that's the way he told me. I don't know.
That's why I'm going to be quiet with you.
Well played.
So that's where Okinawa came from.
Yeah,
Because every time that Delores wanted to go to the outhouse in the middle of the night, she would say, "Come with me. If you go with me to the toilet, I'll tell you all about what happened in Okinawa." And Freddie would say, "Duh, who wants to hear that? Who wants to hear about Okinawa?"
I wondered where that came from.
But it came from the fact that he'd been there, you know.
So when were you in Fort Carson? Weren't you in Fort Carson for a while? In up by Colorado Springs?
When I came back from Germany,
Uh-huh.
that's when I last stopped there. And then I went from Europe to
Biloxi?
Denver.
Denver, yeah.
What did you and Augie run the alcohol his dad?
In Germany, in
Denver?
Denver.
Where did you meet Clemmie?
Oh, that's a great story.
You want to know that?
Tell us about that.
Tell it, Mom.
I haven't told it.
Tell it, Mom.
We need to hear that story. Where
I
did you
want to
meet
know
her?
how she stole him from her
That's,
brother-in-law's sister.
that's
That's
right.
what I-
Okay, Mom, the floor is yours.
We gotta hear that. Augie and my brother-in-law, Augie, and Paul were stationed in Denver. And he used to come home with Augie to see his folks in Hayes. But Augie was dating, Paul was dating Augie's sister. So then when they came home,
Augie was dating your sister.
and then Augie got married, so he came from Germany, stopped in to see Paul on the way back to Denver, and then we met.
And what was that like when you first met him?
And then you cut him in. That morning, my sister called, and she's on my way to work. He says, "Stop by, I want you to meet somebody." Well, he'd been there overnight, and he knew he'd been partying because he just came home from overseas. Hell, he was hungover. He was in bad shape. But anyway, we got together.
I remember Augie and Dad used to go to the livestock show out in Denver.
Yeah.
And that one year they said that they went out there with a snowstorm and everything, and they were plowing through the snowdrifts.
They were going to go regardless.
Yeah.
Was it you or Bob that was the expert at moving outhouses? Digging another new trench for moving the outhouse?
Halloween stuff.
That was Halloween night in Cuba.
No, but at some
Remember that, Paul?
I'd like to hear
Yeah,
about
Halloween night, where they overturned the outhouses in Cuba?
Yeah.
Remember that? I think you and Johnny were probably doing some of that with you.
Come Halloween, they move outhouses everywhere.
Every Halloween, they do that.
Knock them over.
Huh?
Knock them over.
The story I told about him being on leave, he went to Santa Fe, and this girl named Tony was Captain Wood's, they had
Stepdaughter or something.
adopted her.
Yeah.
And so Paul and I and Tony went downtown. We either went to the movie or something. And coming back, in this store window, this was like a drugstore, and there were these different bottles of Southern Comfort whiskey. And he went in and bought a pint, I guess, the smallest size they had. And about that time, I was dating Philip. And so Philip had called because he knew Paul was there, and he invited him to go get a beer, so they left. And they left Tony and I there. And they were gone maybe an hour, and they came back. Tony and I had opened that bottle of bourbon, and we were drunk because we poured some in a glass and just took it right down straight. We didn't know. first time
You're
I'd
not
ever.
supposed to be telling stories about yourself.
It was his fault. It was his fault. He wouldn't have bought the.
Became the drunkard every.
Yeah, boy.
You didn't tell her to drink it, did you?
No.
No, of course not.
That's your fault.
He was a good guy. He never. He was number one. He was the best. My mom used to say, "Oh my gosh, this boy's gonna kill me." Worry. He was into something all the time.
It was interesting.
I had framed a picture of you when you were in the army, and you've got a rifle, and I guess you must have been a real good shot. Anyway, I framed it, but we forgot it over at Dorothy's and Emilio's house, so you'll get it tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Bring the other ones that I brought now.
Dorothy copied some for that you guys
They're
are looking
behind
at.
the table.
But I forgot to get the other one from her house.
Yeah, she had it framed in a real cute picture.
You know, Paul had always been very inventive, a lot of energy, very creative, and this was noticed since he was probably in middle school, junior high school, and on through high school. I remember he helped Dad, as some of you have mentioned already, in doing a lot of mechanical work. And he could come up with some of the best ideas that anybody could find. I remember also that he loved to work with the tractor. Dad had a farm haul tractor, and I remember one night he was working across the arroyo in a field where he was planting corn. You could hear the tractor. He had rigged up a couple of lights on the tractor, and you could see the lights from a distance. You could hear that tractor just growling away and work into the night.
It kind of echoed.
Yeah, it really did.
You know, I think Paul was a very creative.
Very attentive, very creative.
Very creative.
You know, like some of you had mentioned, Paul helped our folks so much, all of us, in so many different ways. But one thing that, when he was in the military, he was sending Mother a certain portion of his salary.
Really?
I don't remember how much it was, maybe $30, $40. But from there, Mother would share that with me as I was going to Manal and later on to university.
I didn't get any of that.
I did. So he helped me indirectly in that way.
Wow, wonderful.
Yeah. There's one time that Dad was he was getting the sheep ready for, I guess the mating season. They kept the rams separated from the ewe for an obvious reason. So the day came that they let him out from a certain part of the corral into the larger part of the corral. And I was out there and I started to tease one of the rams.
Oh,
And guess what? He knocked me on my butt. And so I tried to get up, and the ram would come back at me again. So I tried that 3 or 4 times. And then luckily, Paul saw that, and so he chased that ram away.
My goodness.
Or you'd have been in big
Saved
trouble.
his life.
yeah.